It's clear the impact that the three-point revolution is having on the NBA. We examine how the long ball has affected the big man play throughout the league in part 4 of our 5-part series, The Three-Point Revolution, presented by JBL.
It's amazing, fellas, how that three-point shot has revolutionized the way we play professional basketball.
He will rip your heart right out.
Once three-pointers were accepted by the league and its undeniable impact on offenses in the NBA was embraced by its most innovative coaches, it was clear there would be more to this revolution moving forward. It would be quite the big change indeed.
The next thing we're going to see is the 5 men stepping out and shooting threes. Dirk Nowitzki is in his 20th year. I could make a pretty strong argument we've got the best shooting 5-man in the history of basketball.
It's amazing now, when you look at one of the greatest players of all time, to think about the fact that many called Dirk Nowitzki soft when he first came into the league. What do you mean a 7-footer wanted to hit fadeaway jumpers and three-pointers? Well, he wanted to, and he did. And his shooting has now become legendary, to the tune of an MVP, a championship, and over 30,000 points.
You know, you got to give Dirk a lot of credit for changing the game in those words, because he's one of the first guys that start getting bigs to stretch out.
It's probably all my fault. You know, you always hear me and Kenny talk about these players now are products of their environment. So, example, when they were coming up, they were watching guys like me and figure, you know what, I can't play like that, but I can play like Dirk Nowitzki. I could play like a Kevin Garnett. And that's what they worked on.
Well, Shaq, it's not actually all your fault. Let's not forget the Hall of Famers like Patrick Ewing and Hakeem Olajuwon, who were both using their ability to shoot the basketball before you were even in the league. Which leads us to the Dirks and to the Tim Duncans of the world, who would help the coaches stretch the floor.
Got guys playing that style, that European style of basketball. Now, the guys in the league right now, that's all they do. I guess if you have that ability to shoot the ball from that deep, I guess you should, take advantage of that.
I think it's fair to say that a pair of brothers from Spain have displayed the ability from 3. First, you've got Pau Gasol, and then, of course, his younger brother, Mark, who more recently added his name to the three-point class.
Well, I used the jumper before, obviously. Just probably a 16 to 18 footer now. Just step back a little bit and get comfortable with it, get in a rhythm, get the muscle memory that it needed to be able to take those shots during the games. And the confidence from my teammates.
He's opened up the game for all of us. I think, having a guy who can just stand up in the middle, top of the key and not even have to move and create space. The big guy has to come out and contend with him, otherwise he'll knock down the shot.
Once it was established that your bigs could stray away from the paint and towards the three-point line to find their success, both coaches and offenses alike would make their next adjustment in the revolution.
Growing up, usually it was your point guard or your shooting guards that shot threes, maybe some small forwards. Now you have power forwards, if you call them that. I think they're more shooting forwards, as well as your centers now. Got to be able to stretch to that three-point line. So instead of pick and roll, now it's pick and pop for threes.
Power forward is now considered stretch 4. It's just the way it's going to be now. When you run down in transition, the 5 men knew if you're looking for your man, he'd probably be in the paint around the basket. Now, if you're looking for your man, he's probably on the three-point line somewhere.
Today, we play a more up-tempo game, get the ball up the court quick, you get a wide-open shot, and the players work at their shot. So they do believe that they can make it.
The game had changed once again, and the next step in the revolution was accepted full throttle across the NBA. But not all changes are good. So the question was, is it good for the sport?
You have certain centers, like the Marc Gasols of the world, that can knock it down consistently. So, a young Boogie Cousins can knock down the shot, Anthony Davis. But does that shot help their game in the long haul, but does that shot hurt their game? I think that's the question some of the big men have to figure out.
Now you see guys that's 7 foot, going out there and stretching the floor and making the defense bite out. So now you give guys more real estate to operate.
All right, fine. So bigs were hitting threes, but come on, it's not really that drastic of a change, right? Wrong. Remember the first three-point specialists we talked about? The guys like Hodges and Kerr? Well, take a look at what's happened now And we've gotten to towers like Lopez, Towns, Gasol, Boogie, and yes, the unicorn, Kristaps Porzingis.
If I played today, my contract would be $300 million for 3 years. Easily. And no, I wouldn't play different because all these guys shooting jumpers, right? They would try to have to guard me down low. Legs would be tired. Fourth quarter, wouldn't hit the shot. I'll win like I usually would anyway. Because I play against a lot of guys that try to take me out. Oh, we're going to get Shaq out the paint. But bang with me 4 quarters, that's what's going to happen in 4th quarter. You're going to need some of that icy hot, baby.
The three-pointer had gone from gimmick to asset to big change. But the player and team that would define the revolution was about to make a definitive statement.